So 3 scenarios that can happen if you're pregnant when going into prison. So the best scenario is going to be that you get to go onto the mother and baby unit. Now I know Bronzefield has one of these. I don't know if any other prisons have them. You've got to be a really good prisoner. So I've seen girls go in, you know, and they're like 7-8 months pregnant. Basically there's like a prison inside a prison. It's only for mothers and their children. Nobody else can have access to get onto the to that unit. Only officers and the mothers. Now you can have your baby on there. So when I was there, it might have changed. Obviously I've been out a few years now. You was allowed to have your baby up to about 16-18 months. Couple of reasons. First of all, they need to keep the beds flowing. You know, if you're serving 5 years, then that, you know, you can't take that bed up for 5 years for other women that come in pregnant. A lot of women do come in pregnant, actually. I think I saw 1, 2, 3, 4. So I actually see like 4 women myself that came in pregnant, and obviously I know there was a lot of other women on the mother and baby unit. And so basically, yeah, so they can stay on there for about 16 to 18 months as well. So again, that might have changed. You basically as well, it's not just the fact of keeping the beds flowing, it's the fact that your baby then starts to remember things. They do say around that kind of age. So, you know, obviously nobody wants a child to remember that they spent time in prison with their mum. It's not good. So that's another reason why they say, you know, your baby has to go out. So then what happens basically then is you will the baby has to go out, or the child, toddler, whatever, will have to go out with family. So it can be your mum, your nan, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your wife, whatever, and they will obviously then stay with them until you're released from prison. The sad option, if you're pregnant and you go into prison, number 2, is that you will go into labour in prison. Well, any scenario, you're going to go into labour in prison. They'll obviously call an ambulance and you'll go to hospital, and then straight from hospital your baby has to be released to a family member. If you have a family member outside, you won't, you know, the baby doesn't come back to the prison with you, and literally you'll come back to prison the next day. The third scenario is that if you come into prison and you've had a child taken off you, or you have no family outside, the baby's dad doesn't want to know, or the second mum doesn't want to know, you've got no family, like I said, for the child to go out to, then the baby gets taken off you and goes straight into care. I have seen this happen, sadly. If you are not subscribed, hit the subscribe button, go into my videos, scroll down, and you'll see a video about a girl giving birth in her cell. I won't go into it too much now because obviously I've done a video on it, but I will just explain the scenario briefly. So there's a girl, and I'm not sure if she had children taken away, but I know she used drugs and stuff like that, and basically she lived on the same landing as us. She was in labour. Officers, they were male, so they couldn't go into the cell. She was alone. Ambulance was taking ages to get to the prison, and then it's not even like a quick process either, because obviously the ambulance has got to go through the main gates. It has to stop in between 2 gates, and then they do the whole mirror thing. They have to check it, make sure nobody's like got underneath it, then it has to come through, then it has to get through another set of gates. I think you're getting the gist. So that's a lot. That can be a 15-minute, 20-minute process in itself alone. So, long story short, she's given birth. We've heard the baby cry. She's gone to hospital, and she gave birth around midnight. I think it was just gone 12, and then she came back to prison literally the next afternoon, and you know, the baby had gone into care. She was dumped back into the cell that she gave birth in. And that's the reality of that. You know, like, people might go, oh well, you deserve it, you shouldn't go to prison if you're pregnant. And yeah, like, you should be more mindful if you're pregnant, but at the end of the day, also, people are just in the wrong place at the wrong time, or got the wrong partner, and they put stuff on them, they hide stuff in the house, you know, and because the house is in their name, they go to prison. There's so many different scenarios. It's not always clean cut that you're a bad person, you're this, you're that, just because you've gone into prison pregnant. So yeah, so you know, you've got that whole whole, you know, if you're watching this and you're facing prison, I don't mean to like make you feel a type of way or anything, but it's not going to be a nice experience, you know. So my advice to you is graft, keep your head down, don't get into trouble, get straight on the waiting list. And you could go in and there could be 4 beds empty and you'll go straight onto there, you know, and then you've got all the support of the other parents on there sort of going through the same thing, so you're not on your own. So that, you know, I'd really advise anyone to gun for that. Maybe speak to family members, you know, see if anybody outside can have the child. If not, then yeah, it's not going to be fun. So just make sure you get the help in prison, you get the support, because there is some there, you know. You've got some really amazing officers, and then you've got arseholes that just don't care. The way they treated this girl when she came back, you wouldn't believe it. You wouldn't believe what they said to her. So I'm not going to tell you, I'm going to make you go and watch my video. It was not good. It was not good at all. So yeah, there's the 3 scenarios there. Basically, you'll go on to the mother and baby unit, you'll get to stay with your toddler, hopefully you'll get to go home around the same time. Scenario 2, you know, unfortunately you're going to give birth, you're going to have to hand your baby out to family members. Or scenario 3, you're going to give birth, your child's going to go into care, and you're going to get dumped back into prison like nothing happened. So yeah, stay tuned for more videos, guys. Thank you for watching.